For clipping and masking, this one is a little bit different. In order to clip and mask, your objects have to be on the same layer. Clipping defines the boundaries in which you want to show your information. I'm going to drag these two objects out. For clipping, you would select both objects, Object, Clip, Set. And here you can see where this content was, it is showing the area from the second circle there. So it's showing this section. If I were to drag this farther in, it'll show more just because this is overlapping more on this. This essentially defines what you see from your clipping range. Masking is different in that it shows the selection and an opacity. For this, because this is gray, this would mean it is roughly around 50% opacity when you want to mask your object. For either of these, you can release them. Also with clipping, you can release them to see the objects back originally how they would be. You can apply this to complex selections as well. Here I have text with an extension to show the measurement, and I want to apply this to these two objects here. For this object and these two all have to be on the same layer. So I can see here it's on layer 1. These, however, are on layer 4. These also have to be grouped if I want to have it pull the information from both of these objects for the clipping or masking behavior. So I'm going to go select these, object group. These are now grouped, and you move them to layer 1. This is what I want right now. This object on the top and this object below for clipping and masking behavior. That way, when I select both objects and set the clipping range, it knows to take the top object, and it knows that what it wants to do is whatever is visible here, if it has a corresponding point here, that is what it will show. So I select these and create my clipped object. And you can see here where there was the boundary of the cloud, it has cut off anything beyond that point and just shows what's inside. I'm going to go ahead and release this and turn this into a clipping mask. So this is a more complex object with a grouped object. You could apply similar methods as long as all the objects are on the same layer. Otherwise, sometimes your information will disappear and you won't be able to work with it, and you'll have to go back and undo. Now, to adjust the opacity here for a masked object, white indicates that you want it to be fully visible, meaning 100% opacity, versus black, meaning you do not want it to be seen. Here, the border was set to not black, not white, so you saw a little bit of coloring there. You can set a gradient for this. Set this to white. Select your objects again. Create a mask this way. And it's now transparent towards the end. You can create interesting effects like these by simply adding complex arrangements and then clipping and creating masks to create interesting effects like these. So that's just some of the basics of what you can do. You can obviously go more complicated, but that's a good demonstration of what you can do with division, intersection, cut path from the Path Objects menu, as well as clipping and masking behavior when you want to create more of an advanced technique.